I want you to pay attention to what I have on the screen, what I have there. That is what you call a cotton swab. Swab. And they'll be using other swabbing going forward. Well, in terms of whatever pandemic, whatever issues coming up, and even with your regular doctor visits, I understand that they'll be introducing another swabbing just to ensure that the populations of the world are basically free of many of the issues that we're having. And with the popping up of the Hunter, a lot of persons were discussing how they're going to do it. Although I don't believe that will go anywhere, but they're looking to do another swabbing. Now I'm going to say something to you again. Whatever you do, whatever condition it is, please let them draw some blood. Do not swab. Absolutely do not swab. Tell them you don't want that. Refuse it at all costs. Tell them to do a blood test, draw some blood. And even that now you have to be so careful with, because a lot of things are popping up, which I need to tell you about. But if you look at that photo of swab, you notice there's some black stuff on it, like, I don't know if you're seeing them, some black stuff. They look almost like ants. And this is because they're on a magnifying glass. You're actually seeing them look like this. But without the magnifying glass, you will not be, or microscope, you will not be able to see those things. They're very, very tiny. They're like a speck of dust. And you know how a speck of dust look, right? I'm quite sure a lot of you would have seen dust before. A speck of dust, sometimes you don't even see it. Dust is right on a table with you and you can't see it. That's how tiny a speck of dust is. No. They're so small that they're calling them Theragrippers. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Theragrippers. And I'll explain to you in a while why they're calling them Theragrippers. Like a speck of dust. It's that small. And the only reason why you're seeing these black things right here, which are Theragrippers, is because they're under a microscope. Now, inside of those speck of dust is medication. And they're called Theragrippers. So why are they called Theragrippers? Well, let's see if we could get that unloaded for you. Right here, they're inspired by a parasitic worm that digs its sharp teeth into its host intestines. And have you ever seen worms under the microscope, like parasites in your body? There's some hooks on them and they dig into your flesh, right? So John Hopkins was inspired by a parasitic worm that digs its sharp teeth into its host, right, intestines. And their researchers have designed a tiny star-shaped micro devices that can latch onto intestinal mucosa and release drugs into your body. You see what I'm telling you about? And that was designed since, my friends, in 2020, 2021, when we had the COVID-19 pandemic. So they were planning for the next ultimate moment. So they have this that can latch on to your intestine. They can deliver drugs just by the swabbing. And that's why I said to you, under no circumstances should you swab. David Garcia, who's a professor in Johns Hopkins University within School of Engineering, and gastroenterologist Florence Solua, who's the director of Johns Hopkins Inflammatory Bowel Disease Center, led a team of researchers and biomedical engineers that designed and tested the shape-changing machines that mimic the way parasitic hookworms affix itself to an organism intestine. So you know these parasites in your body, if you see them under a microscope, they hook. They really hook. And they dig into your skin. That is how they get into the system. They dig in and they latch on. And that's why you have to kill them with certain things. Doctors would give you certain things to kill them, to get rid of them. So they looked at the parasitic worm and they said, hold a minute here, parasitic worm. And they said, but wait a minute, we can design something like that small enough to insert drugs into the system. So with a vaccine, we no longer have to push it in your arm if you don't want it. We can use this, swab you with the Theragrippers that looks like a speck of dust. You don't see it, and the drugs is in your body. The vaccine is inside of you already. That's why I said to you, whatever you do, absolutely no swabbing. Made of metal and tin, shape-changing film and coated in a heat-sensitive paraffin wax. Theragrippers, each roughly the size of a dust speck, potentially can carry drugs and release it gradually into the body. And like I said, the only reason why you saw it a while ago there is because it's under a microscope. Those black things you're seeing on the top of the, right up there, on the top of the airbud, whatever you want to call that, right? You see that? So pay attention, because these people are getting ready to unleash something that you are not ready for. You swab, the vaccine is in you. That's it. Done. You don't have to take anything anymore. And they love the swabbing. They are saying that the swabbing will be done for the hunter and anything going forward. So my friends, take it easy, take care, and stay woke.